Hello everybody, and I'm welcome back to my channel, and I'm gonna play a game I've been meaning to play for something like 8 years. Yeah. Kevin, and this is The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. Average. I need to play the story for this. Daddy's really late. Even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. And Shara's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. So bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy! Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I'm fit as a fiddle. That reminds me, though, I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? New fishing pole? Sneakers? Something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Our little girl's supposed to like clothes and jewelry. I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. Jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it. Here, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Why don't you come have a look? Oh, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss, you'll wake him up. Wake him up. You mean he's still alive? Looks kind of dead, if you ask me. Treat his wounds, so he should be in a stable condition. Meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. He sure sleeps soundly. He almost looks the same age as me. It's the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. Certainly does have a nice head of dark hair. A pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway? Why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy? Where have you been picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Sherazade, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl's going to get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business. I don't even know his name. You mean Bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Wow, his eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? That's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just work out that way work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey, bonk! Shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running around like that's just gonna make it longer for your body to heal. Just who are you supposed to be? I am Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. You remember me telling you I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a second. Don't try and change the sub. Ow. Quit yelling. Alright already. You jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster either. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear Yelling? Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. I can see that. Oh, aren't you forgetting something, huh? Your name. You know, that thing people call you. Told you mine already. Don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? Seems like the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... His name is... So I'm gonna skip the opening theme, because that might get me in trouble if I can. Or I'll just cut it out if I can't. Well. I'll cut around here, probably. Yeah. There. There we are. Yeah, so it's been... I have played through some of this game, but it's been a very long time, and I could never get myself to play all the way through it. But it's the beginning of a huge saga, and I don't want to miss the intro to it. It's so bright in here. Yawn. I slept like a rock. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. Wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed. Huh, guess that's a no. I guess I better get myself ready then, too. Joshua. His name is Joshua, for the record. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. Hope I didn't wake you. I was already up when I heard you start to play. Can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind, though. Not that I mind what with that siren song of yours, gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber. What do you mean, woman? You're the same age as me, and I'm hardly a man. Tisk, tisk, tisk. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, how fortunate for you. You'd at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune, though. Cheerfully, it's somehow wistful. I like your other songs, too, of course, but that one's my favorite. Yeah, what's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you. Sadly, that's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. Probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I just start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kinds of stuff like reading and music. No girl's gonna be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Though I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? That's enough talk about hobbies for now. For your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe it when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Estelle, Joshua. Morning, Dad. Morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. Food time. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work, too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers just like you had. That means I'm not gonna let you treat me like a kid anymore, either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning. In other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you, too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of, then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And still, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training. I remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework. Crap, totally forgot. Yeah, I mentioned it. I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it, I'm sure I'll manage somehow or another. Honestly, don't know how you've survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Papa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? You're the one who raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear, you two act so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head over to guild soon, Estelle. Sure is going to be waiting for us there. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets. Someone keeps her waiting. Before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular I'd like to eat? Have any requests? Something I'd like to eat. How about Rouen-style scalloped fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? Ooh, what's that? I think it's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle. Or our stomachs. You're right, I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll have the usual fried fish and all. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. Rude. I can't say he's wrong. Because I do have a favor just before you head out. Pick up a copy of Liberal News from the General Goods Store. I'm supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. News. There's money left over, you're gonna have it as your allowance. Whatever that means, no wasteful spending. Of course. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Sherazard my regards. Okay. What was the... I've had... Okay, that's it. It's... Okay, no, it's just... Okay, control stick weirdness. Okay, and those are rotate camera. That's open world map. Okay. I don't think there was anything of particular note to grab anywhere. So I'm just gonna go. West Bright House. North Rowan to South Grunegate. I believe I'm going this way. So, yeah. Oh, and the maps are actually detailed. City of Roland. Looks like we made a good time. Not too early or too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. Never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh, yeah, I guess I did. Alright, then. Something about hazing? Okay. To the Bracer Guild. And there's a... No. there's a map legend. Bracer Guild, lodgings, Orwell Factory, Septian Church, various shops. Okay, so I just need to go to the Bracer Guild, which is right there. There's a person. I'm just on my way over to the forest of Mistwald to the south of here for work. There's a merchant from Bose. Came here to buy lumber. You're not ready for the order as received. So yeah, one of the things the series is praised for is after every major story beat, every NPC that's available to talk to changes their dialogue. And it is everything from major plot points to somebody forgetting to get their groceries or forgetting to pick something up at the grocery store. It makes it feel like a very lived-in world, and I love that. Where you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, Ina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? She's waiting for you upstairs. When you finish today's training, you'll be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. We'll do our best. Whee! Alright, I'm sure this is gonna be important. The Star and the Hanged Man. She's a fortune teller. The Hermit and the Magician. Last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a coordination. How should I interpret this? Well, there's the... So, the name Estelle means star. And based on what little I know of Joshua, I would assume that he's the Hanged Man. But I know so little about this. About the story beyond this part, right? Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured why not? I'm going to get the show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of. Make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. Hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Joshua, Cher's picking on me. Don't worry, Cheryl. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything, her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbit with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. That's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. What were you trying to predict with the tarot cards? Your face was really intent. But this, I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Fortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. Couldn't read the cards. That's surprising. The more profound the meaning, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important right now. I think it's time we start your final training. Give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge bracers should have in order to function effectively, and Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbal energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or processed septium installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. Bracers. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. And the Kingdom of Liberal, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zemurian continent, and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberal is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent, and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberal in protecting its independence, as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberal was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberal enjoys peace. Cool. So we got a mountain of stuff to do today. I'll let you off this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Sure. How's today's practical training any different from what we've done before? Since it's practical, it means you'll be experiencing the things firsthand. I'm going to have both of you run through everything as if it were a real bracer job. So you're saying is there won't be any studying and a desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes! I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with marked in a desk. Guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful. So, well, Estelle, let's just hope your smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking to the first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Confirm the details of the job. For that, to give... What do you got? Make sure not to lose them. Bracer notebooks. Right. They serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear, or anything that you may find and where. These kinds of trivial things can often become clues, no matter how insignificant something may seem. Always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like it's gonna be a pain. Oh? Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is. Okay, got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Go over by the door. There's a bulletin board. Go check the job description. Yes. Okay. Push button. Receive bacon. Training retrieval. Training will involve searching sewers beneath Rollington, bringing back the contents of a chest. See Sherazard for details. Details of the job are important or automatically recorded. Books. Right. So you're able to see what's posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. It's also time to create my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think the bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Love us some typos. Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha. Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? Are we heading across the street to the Miller's Orbital Factory and learning how to use its services? Tutorials. This is where you'll learn how to use an Orbital Factory services, and modify your orbments and synthesize support quartz in order to use orbital arts. There's a wide range of effects, and mastery can be extremely helpful. Bracer business is a risky occupation, so the guild has had a long-standing relationship with these orbital factories. That's about as much as I can explain. Yeah, the magic system in these games is neat. If you wouldn't mind taking over from here. No problem, leave everything to me. So So what would you like to know about? Orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on are also types of orbments. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle orbments, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for those devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened at an orbital factory like this. Excuse me. It'll take a fair amount of Sepith too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So what would you like to know about orbital arts? They are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized in an orbital factory. Orbments are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. Another type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, when you use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with the water elemental value. In reality, orbments are much more complex than what I've described, but I think this information should suffice for now. Quartz. Circuits made from Sepith. It's a vast effect and raise the owner's abilities, simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. Not be able to harness these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbment and decide where you will be installing it ahead of time. So what would you like to know? Sepith. Sepith are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. They're divided into 7 types: earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage. Sepith can be exchanged for mirror almost anywhere, but at the orbital factory it can be used to synthesize quartz and open orbit slots in which to install the synthesized quartz. Okay, I think that's everything. Bleh. I think Mr. Mel just answered our questions. Anything else? Have you used the services? You're gonna need some Sepith. Received several of each type. Should be able to make a few things. Make an elemental quartz. Work with each few things. In your case, Estelle, any is fine, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time quartz. Normally at a shop, you'd be able to exchange Sepith for Mira, but for this training, you'll not be able to use the service. Okay, yeah, cool. Believe this guy. Okay. Need to make an action thing. Because that's what Josh needs. And if memory serves, water is the one you want to. That's open. Okay. Okay. Modify. Oh, slot. Or do... Oh, wait, no. I can just... From the status... Right. All quartz. Okay. Yeah, because tier... is your basic healing spell. Hindquart's action. Okay, now. Yeah. Plus 200 HP for an ally. And Aqua Bleed is a water attack. And Joshua has Clock Up, which is speed, and magic damage that I think has like a possible stun effect, if I'm not mistaken. Since your recovery and attack art set up, it appears you don't need any more instruction from me how to do this. Balance these with each other. It should make dealing with monsters easy. Also, Bracer notebooks contain information about which quartz allows you to use arts. Okay, yeah, if you like to use more powerful ones, check out the arts and quartz charts and find something else. Chaining is done. Okay. Right, going to open a new slot. There we go. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening slots, it would be a good idea to open them all early on. Use the Sepith and open a slot on each of your orbits. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open. Okay. Before I do that, also, you'll notice the circuitry is a little bit different, and that has to do with, I think it's like if you slot like the same type of quartz in like there, and there, they'll add up better or something. Whereas this last slot there is separated, and if you look at the thing in the middle of the screen, the background on it is a different color. It's like a different line. And it's different for Estelle. Slot. Estelle. That's 30. That's... Okay, so it doesn't... Yeah, like that. But yeah, if I can only have one, I want it to be Estelle's. Slots, central slot is not limited to an element. You're free to install any kind you like. That concludes your training here. The qualification test. Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you this morning? I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Well, no sense in worrying about that now. It's over to testing. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for it. How about a little yapping, a little more walking? Drag. Joshua, help me. Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it. Good luck with that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. All your training has finally come down to this qualification test. In here, I expect you do the thing well. Understood. What's wrong? What now? Is there not gonna be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? Probably. You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? And? I even made you jot down what you read in your bracer notebooks, unless you forgot that, too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? Oh, what a relief. Oh, divine ideas. I give thanks to thee for thine infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. So what you're really saying is you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the oral factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, I'm blabbering you too. It's supposed to be a test. How about you, both of you, try at least look a little anxious? Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. Yeah, we'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your tests? Anyways, you saw the bulletin board. Search sewers, find thing. You cannot get lost here. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there. If you're careless, you will die. Also, let me give you this. Tearbone. Monster Guide. What's this book for? It's the enemy codex. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's pretty useful advice. Thanks for that tip. I'll put it to good use. Alrighty. Don't forget that this is an exam. You should make sure to treat it as such. Okay. Real quick. Just gonna save over my other one, in which I had gotten to this point. I'm not sure what that button is. That's the world map. There used to be a recovery point set over there. Let's use it later. Okay. Ah. Recovery point is approached. Cool. I don't remember there being a whole lot of those, but okay, cool. Fight bee thing. Monsters at 12 o'clock. She can read an analog clock. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They're not visible as you approach them. Conditions start of battle change depending on how monsters engage. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked from an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. Oh yeah, there's the battle order. Oh? Yeah, you may also use it to move if you're using highlighted area shows how far you can move. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I can move. Go over, hit that thing. Whack. Okay. I do have to use the attack button in order to attack. Okay. Yeah, Estelle has a longer reach with her staff. Joshua can move a little further, and he hits twice with his 2 swords.
All right, we're good to go.
Swarm of bats. Or bugs. Depending on the enemy, some physical attacks may be use arts. Arts effective on enemies that are good at avoiding physical attacks. They also make long-range attacks possible, but they require time to be cast. Right. Arts are effective against foes, difficult to hit. Physical attacks. Let's see. Ooh. See me. So EP is consumed, arts cast. All arts have an element. Determine the element most effective against your foe and use it. And you'll also see on the time tracker over there, it shows a second Estelle. That will be when her thing is cast. And they all... I'm going to do solar on that one. And I forget if you can stuns. I think if you can cause a status problem or something. Crisp onion. Hello. And crafts. Yes, your combat abilities are arts and crafts. Character-specific skills, yeah. Some characters' skills are better than others. Just generally speaking. Right, and S1's, your C craft point has to be completely full. Whack. You, however, have dual strike. Okay, so maybe it's he doesn't dual strike normally, but he does have that.
All right, we're good to go.
Curative horn. What's over here? Adventure! Found reviving balm. Useful. Also, fun little feature of this particular game. The chest is empty. Because of you. Nice work, hero. Every chest in the game has an alternate dialogue line when you check it. And I love that. Using S-Craft or S-Break should do the trick for just about any enemy. CP has to be at least 100 in order to pull off all those moves. Yes. S-Breaks are actions which allow S-Crafts to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order. S-Crafts, which are unleashed as S-Breaks, can be changed by going to... Okay, so you can set which one gets used. Okay, so I'm gonna whack that guy. Okay, these actions allow us grass to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle orders. Once the CP gauge has reached 0? I think they mean 100. As crafts, which will be used as breaks, can be changed by... Yeah, they just said that. Press the break button. This break cannot be unleashed under the cancelled condition now. Now press the break button and try unleashing an S break. Using a keyboard, you may use the number 1 through 4 keys with the arrow keys selected before unleashing.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Nothing there. That's the treasure chest we're after. During battle are several bonuses which can be allotted to turns. Turn bonuses have the same effect, regardless of whether they're allotted to an ally or foe. Using S breaks to ignore battle order makes it easier to jump in and strip an enemy of their turn bonus. Oh, right. Yeah. These icons indicate the bonuses allotted to the battle order. If a bonus icon appears next to a character's icon, they will receive that bonus. Huh. Okay, where those will throw me in there. Okay, so let's go. Whack. Ow. 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 Oh, hey. Wait. 20 points for that. Yeah, that was it. Oh, issues has. Okay. No, okay. I'm just gonna whack that guy. Right, craft. Well, I guess I'll do... Over. Hey, I was out of range. Cool. Ow. At least go over there.
go.
Found small box times 2. That's weird. There's a couple of boxes inside the treasure chest. The fact is not just 1, but 2 is kind of interesting too. I wonder what's inside. Remember our stuff. Our mission is to search and retrieve only. I'm pretty sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective. You're no fun at all, Joshua. There's nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You're the only one dense down here. You can get away with a teensy-weensy peek, right? If you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means, be my guest. Did you just say the F word? Yep. Opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. And as long as they were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, but I just can't help myself. If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Shara when we get back? But for now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright, alright. Might as well. Hey, look. Like you do, as a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. Hand it over, small box times 2. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. Don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured she would try and set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you. You successfully passed your qualification test. I didn't really think something that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's more for you. That's more for me to know and you to find out after your training is finished. So enough chit chat for now, so let's get back to work. We still have some things left to do. Seriously? Didn't you just say we passed the test? Still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. We're both tired, but this is no time to shirk your duties. Let's go back to the guild. When is this day going to be over? Oh well, no sense giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed. Seems like we're within reaching distance of our goal. Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it's your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolve the situation and the steps you took to get there, all part of your job as bracer. You can report results at the front desk in each guild branch. And as you already know by now, and is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you'll be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from the both of you. Now that we're here, why don't we both go ahead and report the results of today's training? Upon approaching the counter, a talk mark will appear. You don't say. Report. Receive payment for training retrieval. Junior Racer, 9th class. Good job, you two. Seems like you're able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to note is that depending on how you handle a job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. When you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of Mira isn't the only thing you'll receive. You'll accumulate bracer points. These are an indication of your achievements as a bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you'll advance in rank and be awarded a piece of special equipment by the guild. The amount of Mira and BP you receive will also be recorded in your bracer notebook, so have a look at that. What's left to do is finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? Sorry, I'm putting more work on your plate than usual. Don't worry about it. This is important. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone? And knowing Shara, it'll involve Oh, the whip. Let me say it again. Good work, you two. Officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you'll be learning from your own real-world experience. Well, then, she holds out 2 small boxes. Are those boxes the ones? Answer to your question, yes. These are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside. Estelle, you're trying to say, are you saying it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't you both have a look and see what's inside? Alright, let's have a look. Estelle and Joshua opened the boxes. Received Junior Bracer emblem. This crest is... So does this mean that we're... Ahem. Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright. Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as Junior Bracers within the Bracer Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two, and welcome to the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We've become members of the Bracer Guild. So I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only now just beginning to sink in. Come on, Joshua, you used to be jumping for joy, running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. Look at us now, world, we did it! I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. I hate to interrupt the celebrations and stuff, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. I understand you've been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time for the guild. Before you head out, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise, I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of the Bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father, Cassius, trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually much more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged Bracers early on so you can help guide those new recruits who come after yourselves. In time, I hope to see you both become respectable Bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that tonight, with that thought. And she walked away. I just don't get it. What? This is Sherazard, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young Bracers we're talking about. So why is it she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who's always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. We should let Dad know that we qualified as Junior Bracers. Right. There's not. Okay. Members of the Bracer Guild. From now on, I'm going to be passing out jobs to you like candy. My Ridge? Who's Ridge? Looks like your training is over. Humbled to know that you're the youngest ever to pass the Bracer exam. Look forward to working with you in the same capacity ourselves as well. Everybody work now. Cool. Hurry up and come on. Well, wait for me, Luke. Oh, it's you two. Oh, great, it's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua. Okay, you little twerp. What's with the oh, great, it's Estelle remark? It's a big hurry. Robots are full of monsters, how do you know? Such a pest, Estelle. You know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big cat noses in boys' business. Nothing like you're a Bracer, you want to be. Tisk, tisk, how wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. Got more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in liver than the milk that comes from Brazil Farm. No way, you're full of it, Estelle. In fact, just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real Bracers. You hearing what I'm saying? Real Bracers. More like Bracers in training, really. High Pony, on the other hand. Quit being a killjoy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. I was supposed to become a bracer. You're a child. I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle. What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16-year-old. Get it? Only mature people allowed. That means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. Better watch out, Estelle. I'm gonna train at my secret base, and before you know it, I'm gonna be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, come, Mike. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. That boy Luke, he's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the exact opposite. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. In any case, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. I mean, secret base sounds intriguing. The pure heart of a child can be so inspiring at times. It's not really what I meant, but curious. Alright. I feel like that's a good enough spot to... I feel like that's a good spot to end on. Yeah. Save part 2. Alright, good hanging out with y'all. Have a good day. And I'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.